Yeah, I mean, he's more than likely going to win it. And Haaland,
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't rule Haaland out. Obviously,
I would. It would not be a surprise. It would not be like a shocking. Oh my god, I can't believe he did it. But it
right?
would. It would be. It would be an upset for sure.
But the fact
Right.
that
It would be a
don't
massive upset.
the way I looked at it before was the fact that Messi abandoned Europe. Don't you think that it could be sort of a punishment for him not to be like, okay,
Europeans do think that way. They are sick fucks. But I'm sure the voting has already been done
let's
for a
not,
while. Like that's the kind of
yeah,
thing. But here's the precedent to think about, right? Luka Modric winning in 2018 for getting to the final of the World Cup. He was never the best player in the world, but he was on a big team in a big moment when the two other players were down, and we saw him in the World Cup carrying Croatia. That's essentially the Messi story, right?
yeah,
Old veteran head, big team. Now, Real Madrid did win the Champions League, so he did have the double in that sense. But he was never the best player in the world, Modric. And it was just that Barca were down. You know, Argentina had a bad World Cup, and there is Messi fatigue. I mean, Messi won in 2019, sure. Actually, he won in 2021 too. He's won very recently, which is insane. But I just think World Cup he's going to win. Or even think about this one. Jorginho finished in third for winning the Euro and the Champions League with Chelsea. I mean, I just can't see how Messi doesn't win this, especially the way these sort of fans vote in the weirdest, most bizarre ways. And how Lewandowski didn't win because of COVID is just dumb. They should have just given him the goddamn trophy.
yeah. That's true. Um,
Anyway, there's a lot of other things that come through it. I think
so,
it's pretty cool.
but now
Yeah,
looking at some of these players, of course, Saka is not going to win it, or Bellingham really, but it's you kind of see the future right there. I don't know exactly about Saka. I mean, he was good for Arsenal. I just don't buy it yet. I don't buy that he's a top notch world class player. I mean,
he's got it. It's got to be Champions League, right? That's the hard. That's the difficult thing. You're never proven until.
and he's still young. Now, we'll say one thing: Jude Bellingham really has that look. That's the difference
Yes,
right
he
there.
does.
He has the look that
Yes.
he will be the best player in the world at a certain point. Um, Definitely started a crazy way. I mean, he's going to have to come down from this one at some point.
Here's
But
here's the
Real
funny
Madrid is
thing.
not a hard. It's not an easy jersey.
If I were Saka, I would that left side at Real Madrid is pretty open, right?
Well,
Why not go?
Vinicius plays there.
Then the right side, excuse me. There's not a lot of
Well, if yeah, you're right. You're right. I
there's
mean,
Salah and there's
if
Saka,
Mbappe,
and that's it.
yeah,
Really, on that side,
but they don't
everyone
exploit
is
it.
on the other side.
But he's.
Yeah,
I mean, he hasn't been exploit. I don't think he's been exploiting that position for Arsenal. Obviously, that's where he plays. But meaning, what I'm saying is, I just don't see the. I don't even think he is top five world best players in the Premier League. Top
is he
five,
in the
I'm saying.
top five best? No,
I
no,
don't. I don't even
because
think so.
five of them play for City.
Well, but my point is that I mean, how old
De
is he?
Bruyne, Holland, Rodri,
How
21,
old?
22 maybe.
21. Okay,
Saka,
it still has a lot
22.
of time. Still has a lot of time, but obviously, when people talk about him, they don't take their time. They say he is,
No,
a world class player that they want somebody from Arsenal fan that's on the radio. That he said that he would ask for a million, or not a million, but they have a clause like 500,000, 500 million pounds for him to put as a clause or something like I don't even how he would never leave Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean?
well, English players don't leave, right? That's the other thing. They really don't. It's very
But
rare.
yeah, and then like you said, a lot of Manchester City players. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, like you said, could be Messi, could be Haaland, but don't throw away my Julian Alvarez, man. He did
No
enough.
chance. No chance.
He
No
did it.
chance.
Why
None.
is there no
Zero.
chance? Because he doesn't deserve it.
Because he's talented enough. he didn't play 2,000 minutes in the league, so it's just not enough.
No,
it's not
but
enough playing time.
It's
just not.
He did enough to contribute for the treble and enough to contribute for the World Cup. Those are two big things.
You're giving the World Cup so much that if you're doing that for Alvarez, then it has to be Messi. Do you know what I mean?
But let me tell you this.
Because Alvarez didn't do enough.
Okay.
There's no way.
Let me have the camera. Let me have the camera. No. Let me have the camera. Julian Alvarez did more to win the World Cup for Argentina than Messi. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Watch the games. Messi scored I think he got the golden boot. All penalties. You know, I
you know this. You're talking crazy. You know this, and I know this. The gravity of what Messi does, the movement of what he does, allows other players to do things. I will give Alvarez, and I love him, a lot of credit for not being afraid of the moment and being like, you know what, Messi, I'll take this ball. I'll go run with it. I'm not passing it to you. I got a shot here. I'm going to shoot it, right? So he did step up in the fact that he wasn't afraid and intimidated by playing with him, which is what, just a side note, which is what I think happens with Cristiano a lot, right? His teammates are afraid of him. And that's the good thing about Messi. They all pulled together for him and they lifted him up as a group. So they all wanted it for him. And I think that's the indelible that's the indelible vision of that World Cup, even though it's really hard to remember it in the face of that crazy freaking season where they had a World Cup in the winter, which is ridiculous.
For top football news, debate, analysis, and opinion, join Top Football Club. Watch live on YouTube or on the Top FC News website, or listen live on the AMP app and on your smart speaker. Top Football Club.